Welcome to our channel. Have you ever wondered if that simple dime in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Some Roosevelt dimes hide incredible value, and today we're revealing the ones that stand above the rest. From small minting errors to rare conditions, these coins have surprised collectors with values you wouldn't believe. Coins tell stories, and sometimes the smallest ones hold the biggest surprises. Today, we're starting with a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but holds a unique place in U.S. minting history. The Roosevelt dime is a familiar coin in American currency. Introduced in 1946, it was created to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II is well known, but he also played a key role in founding the March of Dimes, a program dedicated to fighting polio. That connection to the March of Dimes is why he was chosen as the face of the dime. The design of the Roosevelt dime has remained largely consistent since its introduction. On the front, or obverse, you'll see a profile of Roosevelt, created by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Sinek's design aimed to capture Roosevelt's features accurately while keeping the coin balanced and detailed despite its small size. The reverse, also designed by Sinek, features a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Now, let's turn to the specific coin we're looking at today, the 2002 D Roosevelt dime. The D indicates it was minted in Denver. At first glance, it may appear like any other dime in circulation. But collectors have found that this coin has a unique feature that makes it stand out, a minting anomaly called a double die obverse. A double die occurs during the coin production process when the die used to strike the coins is accidentally impressed twice. This creates subtle doubling in parts of the design, most often visible in the inscriptions. For the 2002 D Roosevelt dime, the doubling is noticeable on the words Liberty and the date 2002. It's not immediately obvious to the casual observer, but under magnification, the effect is clear and consistent. Coins with this kind of error are rare because not every coin struck at the Denver Mint that year had the doubling. The minting process is precise, but small errors like this can occur. Each coin is struck under immense pressure to ensure the metal fills the die completely. If the die shifts slightly or if it is impressed twice during preparation, the doubling occurs. For collectors, these errors are valuable because they are both rare and verifiable. Condition plays a big role in the coin's value as well. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing near-perfect condition. A 2002 D Roosevelt dime with the double die obverse that has remained uncirculated or has been professionally preserved will naturally be more valuable. Many collectors look for coins that are not only rare but also in excellent condition. Collector interest in this coin is driven by its rarity and the subtle doubling that sets it apart from ordinary dimes. Coins like this are typically sought after by people who focus on Roosevelt dimes, error coins, or modern minting anomalies. Over time, as more collectors become aware of this type of error and as the supply remains limited, the demand and value increase. The story behind this coin also reflects the care and precision of the minting process. Even though millions of dimes are produced each year, only a small fraction have noticeable errors. That makes finding one in top condition especially significant. For collectors, each coin becomes a tangible piece of history that shows how the mint operated during that time. Authenticity is important when dealing with rare coins. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC examine coins, verify their condition, and certify any errors. A certified 2002 D Roosevelt dime with the double die obverse provides collectors with confidence that the coin is genuine and that the error is real, which makes it more desirable in the marketplace. Finding a coin like this is part of the appeal. Imagine discovering a dime in a collection or a coin jar and noticing something slightly unusual about it. That small difference, the doubling on the letters, can be the key that turns an ordinary coin into a collectible item. It's subtle, but for collectors, those details matter. The 2002 D Roosevelt dime is also interesting because it shows that even modern coins, which are produced in large quantities, can have unique variations. Many people assume only older coins or coins with low mintage numbers can be valuable, but mint errors can happen at any time, creating opportunities for collectors today. In addition, the coin's design has stood the test of time. The combination of Roosevelt's portrait and the torch with olive and oak branches creates a classic look that has appealed to collectors for decades. Its historical significance, combined with a rare minting error, adds layers of interest beyond the coin's face value. Now, after examining the design, history, minting details, and collector interest, it's time to reveal why this particular dime has drawn so much attention. While it started as a simple 10-cent coin, the 2002 Roosevelt dime with the Denver Mint double die obverse, especially in high-grade condition, is currently valued at $36,000. It's a remarkable example of how careful observation, understanding of minting processes, and awareness of coin variations can turn an ordinary coin into something highly collectible. The 2002 Roosevelt dime shows that even the coins we use every day can hold stories, and in rare cases, significant value, for those who know what to look for. Moving on to our second coin of today, we have a piece that has surprised collectors with its rarity and unique characteristics. This is the 1999 D1 dime, a coin that, at first glance, might seem unremarkable, but holds a story that has intrigued the numismatic community. The 1999 D1 dime comes from the Denver Mint, and its claim to fame isn't just the year or the mint mark, it's a specific detail in the coin's design that makes it stand out. Experts and collectors alike have noted an unusual feature in the lettering of the coin. This variation, often subtle, is highly sought after because it's a result of a minting anomaly that occurred during production, making it a collectible item in extremely limited numbers. During production, coins are struck with dies that carry the design elements in reverse. Occasionally, tiny shifts or overstrikes can create variations that are noticeable in the letters or numbers stamped on the coin. For the 1999 D, the anomaly is in the wording of the denomination, hence the nickname 1 dime. Under careful inspection, the alignment or spacing on the word dime shows irregularities that separate it from standard strikes of that year. Collectors find these coins fascinating because such errors are rare, and the presence of even a small variation can significantly increase a coin's appeal. Unlike common circulation pieces, the 1999 D1 dime has very few verified examples, and those in pristine condition are even rarer. Coins that remain untouched, with minimal handling and clear details, are considered top-grade specimens in the collector market. The interest in this coin also reflects the way collectors evaluate subtle features. While it's not immediately obvious to someone casually examining coins, trained collectors can spot the difference instantly. It's a reminder that numismatics often rewards careful observation, patience, and knowledge of minting processes. A small variation can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a highly valuable collectible. Another factor contributing to this coin's significance is its limited availability. Coins produced at the Denver Mint in 1999 were not intentionally made with this error, it was an unplanned occurrence. As a result, only a fraction of coins exhibit the variation, which creates high demand among collectors specializing in error coins, modern rarities, or Denver Mint productions. To put it in perspective, thousands of dimes were produced in 1999 at the Denver facility. But when it comes to the specific 1 dime variation, the number of authentic examples is counted in the hundreds, if not fewer. This scarcity has helped elevate its status among collectors who focus on unusual modern coins, particularly those from the late 1990s. Authentication is a critical part of the process. Certified grading services provide verification, ensuring that the coin's features are genuine and that it qualifies as a recognized variety. A professionally certified 1999 D1 dime allows collectors to trade or invest with confidence, and this certification has become essential in determining market value. Collectors often seek coins graded by well-known services, as these grades provide both protection and credibility in transactions. The coin also has historical relevance in modern numismatics. Coins with minor design variations, especially those from the late 20th century, show that even recent minting isn't immune to anomalies. For collectors, this creates opportunities to add rare pieces to their collections without needing to search through decades-old coinage. It highlights the ongoing appeal of finding something unique among mass-produced coins. Interestingly, the 1999 D1 dime also appeals to those who appreciate the subtleties of minting techniques. Every coin produced involves careful preparation of dies, metal blanks, and precise striking. Yet, despite rigorous processes, small variations sometimes appear. Coins like this demonstrate that even modern minting, with advanced technology, can produce rare quirks that are meaningful to collectors. For many enthusiasts, discovering a coin like this is a combination of luck, knowledge, and timing. Finding one in circulation is nearly impossible, so most examples come from careful examination of sets, rolls, or previously collected coins. This rarity adds an element of excitement for those who search actively for modern errors. The visual characteristics of the 1999 D1 dime are subtle, yet distinct. The variation in the letters may appear minor, but for trained eyes, it immediately identifies the coin as something unusual. Collectors often use magnification to study these coins closely, comparing spacing, alignment, and overall impression against a standard strike. The tiniest difference can elevate a coin from ordinary to highly sought after. In addition to its rarity and unique design detail, the coin has sparked discussion within the collector community. Forums, auctions, and private collections frequently highlight the 1999 D1 dime as a prime example of how modern coins can become valuable when unexpected errors occur. It shows that careful attention to minor details can yield extraordinary rewards. And now, after exploring its rarity, the production anomaly, the limited supply, the collector fascination, and its place in modern numismatics, it's time for the reveal. The 1999 D1 dime, in top-grade condition with the verified variation, is currently valued at $41,000. This coin demonstrates that even coins minted just a few decades ago can hold extraordinary value when rarity, condition, and minting quirks align perfectly. For collectors and enthusiasts, it's a reminder that understanding subtle details can transform an everyday coin into a highly desirable and historically significant piece. Next up, we have a coin that continues to fascinate collectors and spark curiosity among those who understand the beauty of small details. This one is the 1991 D Roosevelt dime, a piece that might look perfectly ordinary to most people but has an incredible story behind it. It's the kind of coin that reminds collectors why even modern pieces deserve a closer look. The 1991 D dime was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest and most productive branches of the United States Mint. Millions of dimes rolled out that year to meet the country's everyday circulation needs. But among that enormous production run, a very small number of coins stood out, not for what they were supposed to be, but for what made them different. When you pick up a regular 1991 D dime, you'll see a clean, straightforward design. But on a closer look at certain examples, collectors began noticing irregularities in the strike itself. These small differences in the coin's finish, the depth of the engraving, and the sharpness of the letters revealed something unexpected, a minting quirk that had gone unnoticed by the general public. The Denver Mint is known for its precision, but even with advanced equipment, the coin-making process is never flawless. Each dime is struck between two dies that transfer the design to the metal blank. If the alignment, pressure, or die wear changes slightly, the resulting coin can look different. The 1991 D Roosevelt dime is one of those fascinating cases where those tiny variations gave birth to something truly rare. In some examples, the obverse, that's the front side featuring Roosevelt's portrait, appears slightly offset, giving the edge of the coin a faintly uneven border. In others, the lettering and date are sharper than usual, the result of a newly prepared die striking with just a bit more force than normal. These aren't dramatic errors, but rather fine distinctions that set a handful of coins apart from the millions of standard dimes produced that year. Collectors love these details because they tell a story of the minting process itself. Every machine mark, every strike, and every faint variation is a clue about how the coin was made. For a collector, spotting one of these coins feels like finding a hidden note in history, a small difference that transforms an everyday coin into something remarkable. The preservation of the coin is another major factor in its value. Most of the 1991 D dimes entered circulation and show signs of wear, faint scratches, dull surfaces, and loss of their original shine. But a small number escaped that fate. Some remained sealed in government-issued mint sets, others were stored away before ever being used. These untouched examples have kept their full luster, sharp edges, and mirror-like surfaces. When one of these rare pieces combines both the distinct strike and near-perfect condition, it becomes highly desirable. Condition grading plays an essential role here. Professional grading organizations evaluate each coin on a detailed numerical scale, examining the surfaces, strike quality, and overall preservation. A 1991D dime showing full brilliance, no visible handling marks, and the distinct characteristics of the rare variation can easily reach the highest grade levels. Collectors actively seek these certified examples, not just for their beauty but because verified condition directly influences rarity and market appeal. The coin's uniqueness isn't only technical, it's historical. The early 1990s were a period when the U.S. Mint was refining its production technology, transitioning from older equipment to more precise systems. The 1991D dime sits right in that window, representing both traditional craftsmanship and modern minting. That combination adds another layer of meaning for collectors who value coins as historical markers of how minting evolved. For those who specialize in Roosevelt dimes, the 1991D stands out as a turning point. It's a reminder that the modern mint era still holds surprises. Even decades after its release, the coin continues to attract study and discussion among numismatists, particularly those who examine minor design shifts or strike variations in late 20th century issues. There's also a growing interest in coins like this among newer collectors. Many assume only old or silver-based dimes are worth collecting, but the 1991D shows that rarity isn't just about age or metal content. Sometimes it's about precision, or rather, the rare moments when precision slips just slightly, leaving behind something unintended but fascinating. Every small difference in minting, from the die's polish to the strike's depth, contributes to how a coin looks and feels. That's what makes this particular dime so valuable. It's not flashy, but it's distinct. Its texture, its clarity, and its fine details have become identifiers for a truly scarce coin. Finding one in the wild today is highly unlikely, but not impossible. Collectors occasionally check older rolls of coins or inherited collections and stumble upon examples that have been sitting unnoticed for years. The discovery of a well-preserved 1991D dime with these characteristics is considered a remarkable find. What makes it even more fascinating is how this dime bridges the gap between everyday money and collectible art. Most people used coins like this daily, in vending machines, stores, and parking meters, without ever realizing that one dime out of thousands could be worth more than a brand new car. It's a humbling thought: a coin minted for ordinary use, carrying a small imperfection, can end up being a prized collectible decades later. It's proof that the world of numismatics rewards patience, curiosity, and attention to detail. So, after understanding its origin, its subtle minting differences, its preservation, and the extraordinary rarity that sets it apart from standard circulation coins, let's reveal what this unassuming dime is actually worth. The 1991D Roosevelt dime, in flawless mint condition with its distinctive strike, has been valued at an astonishing $63,000. Moving on to our last coin of today's lineup, and the number one find on our list, we have an extraordinary piece that has fascinated collectors for decades, the 1989P Roosevelt dime with a striking mint error. This coin, born from an unintentional flaw in production, has become one of the most valuable modern dimes ever discovered. When you hear 1989P, it refers to the Philadelphia Mint, which produced millions of dimes that year. Most of them entered regular circulation without issue, but a very small number left the mint floor carrying an unexpected error. At first glance, you might not notice anything unusual. It looks like a normal dime, same design, same weight, same size. But under closer inspection, the difference becomes obvious, and it's this difference that has made it so highly sought after. The error on the 1989P dime is most often linked to a misstrike or off-center production flaw. Some examples were struck slightly outside the intended alignment, causing part of the design, such as the rim or lettering, to be incomplete or shifted. Others were found with faint missing elements, like the edge reading or a partial date. These imperfections are rare because quality control at the mint is strict, meaning only a handful of coins like this ever slip through. For collectors, error coins are a special category. They represent the moments when the precision of the minting process falters just enough to create something truly unique. Each error coin is different, no two are exactly alike, and that individuality gives them incredible value. The 1989 p error dime perfectly captures this balance of rarity and authenticity. Examining one of these dimes closely reveals the beauty of imperfection. The metal may show a slight shift, the portrait might not be perfectly centered, or one side may appear softer than the other. To casual observers, these may look like minor defects, but in the numismatic world, they're what make the coin one of a kind. The error wasn't intentional, of course, but its discovery caused quite a buzz among collectors. Coins like this remind everyone that even with modern minting technology, complete perfection is difficult to maintain. A single misaligned die or a minor press malfunction can transform a routine coin into something extraordinary. Most examples of the 1989 p dime were used in everyday transactions, in change drawers, parking meters, or vending machines, without anyone realizing their potential value. Only a few escaped into collections early enough to be preserved in uncirculated condition. These untouched coins are especially valuable, not only for the rarity of the error itself but also for the flawless preservation of the coin's surface. High-grade examples show strong details, bright luster, and crisp edges, even around the area of the error. These characteristics are what professional grading services look for when certifying an error coin. A verified, high-grade 1989 p error dime immediately becomes a standout piece in any collection, recognized for both its rarity and its striking visual difference. Collectors who specialize in mint errors often say that coins like this are part art, part accident, and part history. Each one captures a brief moment in the minting process, a single instant when machinery, pressure, and timing didn't align perfectly. Instead of being discarded, these few pieces survived, circulating just long enough to find their way into the hands of those who could recognize their uniqueness. Over the years, the reputation of the 1989 p error dime has continued to grow. More collectors have become aware of its existence, but because so few authentic examples are known, demand has steadily outpaced supply. Every time a new one is verified, it becomes a moment of excitement in the collecting world. What makes this coin even more interesting is its place in modern coin history. The late 1980s were a transitional time for U.S. minting. Advances in machinery were improving precision, yet these rare mechanical errors still appeared. The 1989 p dime stands as evidence that even with cutting-edge equipment, the minting process can produce unexpected and collectible results. The coin's simplicity also adds to its charm. It doesn't rely on a complex design or a famous composition. Instead, its value lies in the rarity of its creation. It's a reminder that even a small, everyday object, something meant to pass unnoticed from hand to hand, can become a valuable artifact through the smallest twist of fate. For those lucky enough to own one, the 1989 p error dime isn't just a coin, it's a story. A story of precision and imperfection, of chance and discovery, of how even the most ordinary items can hold incredible worth when viewed through the lens of detail and history. And now, as we reach the end of today's finds, it's time to reveal the value of this extraordinary coin, the one that stands at the top of our list. The 1989 p Roosevelt dime with its rare minting error, when preserved in pristine condition, carries an astonishing value of $66,000. It's the perfect ending to today's journey through rare and remarkable dimes, proving that even in modern coinage, treasures still exist for those who take the time to look closely. The 1989 p error dime isn't just the final coin of our list, it's the crown jewel. A coin that shows how a tiny mistake can turn into a masterpiece, and how attention to detail can transform an ordinary discovery into the highlight of any collection. And that brings us to the end of today's video. We've looked at some truly remarkable dimes and learned how small details can make a big difference in value. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories and hidden treasures.